Africa got buildings. They got power.
Not yet.
Yeah, they got towers. Swear on everything, bro. I thought it was just clay and tribes and tents, bro.
Man, this whole time, bro, they made us fucking think Africa was such a poor country, bro. Such a place you wouldn't want to be at, bro. And speed is single-handedly changing my perspective on life. Like the music in Africa, the culture, everything, every single aspect of Africa just makes my insides feel so good, bro. And it makes me just want to leave America. Bro, I feel like America is the trap. America is the trap. The American dream is the trap. Everybody else is free, but not free from America. America's the problem, bro.
So I'm just learning online now that it took one guy, ishowspeed, to actually open the eyes of most Americans, especially Black Americans, my brothers and sisters. It took ishowspeed to actually open you guys' eyes that Africa is not is not what the Western world has sold to you guys that it is. Africa is not what it is. Like Africa is not what your government, the American government, every other, the Europeans. It's not Africa is not what they have told you that it is. Honestly speaking, anything and everything that you think the Western world has, Africa has it in 100 fold. That is the truth. Africa is actually the richest continent on the surface of this earth. Literally every raw material you can think of, every fucking raw material you can think of that the Western world used to produce whatever they produce weapons, produce machineries, produce infrastructure, produce this, produce that. They are all gotten from Africa. So how the fuck do you tell me that Africa, who is the main producer or producer of all every fucking raw material on the surface of the earth, how do you tell me such continent is poor? That's just a propaganda, and that is just an idea that the Americans and the Western world sell to you people. That is just their own idea. That they just want to control the narrative. And let me tell you something. One of the greatest nightmare of the Western world is that Africa and other mixed Africans, that is African American, Latin American, whatever the fuck American that you think you are, that you're now mixed, they don't want us to unite. Because if we come together, that would be their greatest nightmare, because Africa has the products, we have the raw material, we have the highest population in this world, in any continent, and wherever the population is, whoever has the highest population should actually control the wealth and the resources of the world. That is one thing they know. So, and they don't want that, because if Africa should rise and become more powerful than the Western world are, they just fear that power will go out of their hands. That is one thing they don't want. They will just use that one to push a narrative and an agenda that Africa is this, Africa is that, Africa. That is all bullshit. That is all fucking bullshit. Like I said, whatever you think the Western world has, Africa has it in 100 folds. It's just that the Western world are so obsessed in being in control. They're so obsessed with being in control, and they're all savages that they can do whatever they want in order to still be in control, which is to kill. That is why they commit genocides everywhere, try to cover up their crimes. You know, do every evil and foul things that you can ever imagine against humanity. And Africa is one country that takes the greatest impact of all the evil and atrocities they commit. So one thing I would really like to tell you, my African brothers and sisters in diaspora, is that if you're coming to Africa, if you want to come to Africa, you want to visit Africa for the first time, do away with every knowledge, every idea, every propaganda you must have heard that Africa is. Do away with it. If possible, erase it from your head completely. The fact that they must have told you that Africa is this, Africa is a jungle, there's no water, there is no car, there is no nothing. Do away with all that. Then come to Africa and experience it by yourself. Africa is a lovely place to be. I will never trade being African for any reason.